Hi, we're going to continue on with the in the spotlights in the book that I use for this class. This is chapter 4. We're going to do the second one, which is called Designing a Count Controlled For Loop. So I'll pull that over here and we can take a look at this. So your friend Amanda just inherited a European sports car from her uncle. Amanda lives in the United States and she is afraid she will get a speeding ticket because the car speedometer indicates kilometers per hour. She has asked you to write a program that displays a table of speeds in kilometers per hour with their values converted to miles per hour. Formula for converting is MPH equals KPH times 0.6214. So we're going to do a table of this with speeds from 60 kilometers through 130 in increments of 10. So there's a little example of the table there on here. So let's go ahead and get working on this. So I got Visual Studio Code already opened here. I'm gonna switch over to the folder that I want here. I'm already in my chapter 4. I've already got the folder here, which is the speed converter. And I'm going to do a new file. I'm going to call this speed converter.java. And so then in this code, we do not have to import anything because we don't have any input to go with this. So we're going to start off with our class. And then we'll get our main. And in here, now the book only has 3 constants. I'm going to put a 4th one in. We're going to have final int starting kph. That's going to be equal to 60. Final int max kph. And that's going to be equal to 130. We're going to have final int increment. That's going to be equal to 10. And then I'm going to put one more in here. Final double converter. And that's going to be equal to our 0. I got to find it again. 0.6 something. 6214. 6214. Okay? Because that's not going to change, so we might as well use that in here as a constant. So we're going to need a couple of variables, an int for kph, and a double for our mph. We can print the headings. System.println, and in here in our quote marks, in here, there we go. We're going to have kph, then backslash t, those escape sequences for tabs, put those in there, and then mph. That's the end of that line there. Oops, I hate when it does that automatically and then doesn't let me type over them. So anyway, and then we're just going to put in some underlines. And we could check that later and see if we got enough of them or have too many to fix that, but I'm not going to worry about it for the assignment here. Okay, so then we do our for loop. So for kph equals our starting kph less than or equal to our max kph, and then kph plus equals our increment. So then we'll do our formula here. So MPH is going to be equal to our kph times our converter. And then we'll display system.out.print, and this time it's printf because we're going to format it. Inside our quote marks, we're going to do a %d for our integer, \t for our tabs, percent 0.1f for our double value with 1 decimal place, then \n for a carriage return, end the quote, and then kph, mph. kph will go in for the %d, mph will go in for the %.1f. Okay, and that's everything there. I don't see anything underlined. Whoops, I got an underline there because I got 2 pluses up there. And this should be plus equals. There we go. That's why I always try to look back and make sure I got everything in there. Everything looks good now. So let's run it and see what happens. And there's our table. I could use some more dashes in there to get that to come all the way like that right now. So hopefully this helped you out on seeing how for loops work, using more constant values in here, and then the printf. Okay? Bye.